welcome to episode 46 of
I'm
Checkpoint Chat. We fast approaching that 50.
God, I hope this
But
is
we've
46.
passed. No, it is 46. But we've passed the anniversary. That was last year, wasn't it?
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
Did we have cupcakes?
No, we didn't.
Someone sent us cupcakes on Twitter. Entity?
I didn't eat them though.
Well,
I'm
eat
waiting-
digital?
I'm waiting
Would you
shedding.
download a cupcake?
Yeah, I would. I'd download a house and I'd eat it.
Imagine downloading food like that.
Hey, that's
cool.
the future. Okay, that's the future I'm dreaming of right now. Where,
But what if you don't have good bandwidth and you can only download half your hamburger?
well, then you just lose weight. I mean, it's a good incentive to diet. Maybe it's a filter you put on your line. You're like, shit, I'm getting a bit round these days.
So you
I need to
filter
eat less.
your food downloads.
I'm gonna phone Cool Ideas, tell them to half my bandwidth.
Do you think there'd be like, because you get like Netflix in the States and Netflix here, and they have different like content, for like copyright purposes.
Oh, yeah?
So what if like I wanted a In-N-Out burger from LA? I'd have to change my DNS to download an In-N-Out burger.
Oh my god! But you'd only get half of it, so it'd only be an in burger.
Yeah, don't. And we'll get halfway and it'd be like, nope, using a DNS
Oh,
service
no.
can't give you the rest of this order.
And then the police arrive and they arrest you.
Yeah.
And then you get to prison and people are like, what are you in for? I murdered someone. What are you in for? Tax evasion. What are you in for? I downloaded an illegal burger.
They'll be like, whoa, dude.
Whoa.
We're not fucking with
I
this
need a
guy.
new cell warden.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Give me out of here from this madman downloading food from the
Oh
other
my
end of the
God.
world.
What is this? This
That'd
is
be
the
pretty
future I
cool.
dream of.
Yeah. Did you know that because we were talking about this at work, but someone the other day was like, hey, Harry Potter's stupid because there's still these tiers of like wealth in the wizard world, but they could just like apparate food and things that they need. And I'm like, no, magic doesn't work like that.
Yeah, they did explain that actually.
Well, yeah, they
Like
have
loosely.
like they have all those what is Dobby? Is it an elf?
He's in house elf, yeah.
Yeah. So they had all the elves in the kitchen at Hogwarts working like slaves.
Yeah,
because
cooking
actually
it.
the elves are slaves.
In
It's
that,
fucking
yeah.
ridiculous. And then when they had those massive feasts, like the food didn't just appear; they would just apparate it from the kitchen.
From the kitchen, yeah.
Fucking assholes.
I remember-
Dumbledore's like, check this shit. Check what I can do. And actually, it's all these elves working
But
their
then-
asses off.
Then they painted out Dumbledore to be like this hero because Dobby like insisted for money and he's like, cool, yeah, and he
Yeah.
paid Dobby like peanuts.
Yeah,
and
what
Dobby
the
was
fuck?
thrilled.
And then he's just like, hey, hey students, I can just give you all this food. Meanwhile, he's just like whipping elves at night. Like that's
Yeah,
his...
like, we demand every meal imaginable on the table here.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. That food doesn't just appear from nowhere.
But man, there's a lot I don't know. I think about that world.
Well,
and
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry
It's
Potter.
weird,
where-
man.
No, like the world is established. Okay, we've got the books, we've got the general rules, how things work. But like J.K. Rowling, after the fact, keeps adding stuff.
Oh god, yeah.
It's like, just
so
leave
bad.
it. It's okay, just leave
so
it.
bad. She's like, this is like I respect her as a writer and I like respect what she did, but all this retrospective retconning.
No,
is just
it's not
like,
cool. They just
boy.
leave it. Like they one of the most epic things about books and just media in general is when things are left to your imagination.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can interpret something, and I mean, we get that in a lot of different things where people have different understandings or theories, and that's really cool. Because then, I mean, let's say Bloodborne, for example, you read up stuff, I'm like, oh, I never thought about that, but what about this perspective? And it's not in stone. There's not like the dude who made Bloodborne saying like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, that thing that happened, it's actually this. And it just ruins the whole illusion a little bit.
I think most of it came from when they were doing that stage play, that Cursed Child. That's where I remember it starting, where it was like a black actress was cast to
Hermione.
portray Hermione.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then J.K. Rowling was like, I never specified Hermione's race in the book. And I was
You're
like, okay. I was like, okay, whatever. Like at the end of the day, I don't care.
yeah.
Like, but that seemed to like start the snowball effect of like, hey, I did this in the book. This is what it meant, actually.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck.
Just don't do it. Leave it.
Yeah.
Your series is great. Don't touch
I
it.
also I don't like have the super strong reverence for Harry Potter. I think it's fine, but I'm not like fucking crazy about it. So
I love Harry
I think
Potter.
those new movies are pretty average. The
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts ones are pretty
Yeah,
average.
but that's again, it's like it's expanding that world, but it's
You're
it's
based
not-
off of something that was never that.
It's yeah. The thing is, again, the seed was planted in the books. Like, hey, here's this really badass wizard that lived long ago, and Dumbledore defeated him, and blah blah blah.
Dumbledore's Jude Law now.
But we don't need an origin story on that, and it's just weird, man.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, they look really pretty because like all these
visually
special effects
they're really
yeah,
great,
they're really good. But the story is fucking nonsensical at times. Like, man.
Well, what really threw me off is that they changed the one actor between movies.
Wait, which one?
I think that kid who's like all powerful.
What, the bad kid?
Yeah.
No, they didn't change it.
I'm sure they did.
No.
Was it? No, then who changed? I swear someone changed between movies. I was like, what?
Well, they changed. The bad guy in the first one was Colin Firth, and then you find out at the end that it was actually.
Oh no.
Being bad.
It is Ezra Miller. I wonder if I'm getting confused.
Yeah, definitely Ezra Miller in both.
Never mind then.
He's the Flash. This is his origin story.
Oh no.
Speaking of movies that will never get made, that solo Flash movie. Not happening.
No. Speaking of superhero movies, Avengers is coming.
Oh my god, that trailer.
I need to watch Captain Marvel now.
Captain Marvel's
to be clear, I haven't not seen Captain Marvel for political reasons.
Yeah,
I just haven't watched it because I haven't had the time to go watch it.
You just hate women superheroes.
Yeah, I put out a tweet of like, I should go watch Captain Marvel. And after I did, I was like, I'm sure people are going to think, man, this asshole.
No way. No, they would only think if you're an asshole if you're like, fuck this, I'm not going to watch Captain Marvel because you don't need it for Endgame. And also something Elektra and something this. Oh, fucking tiring bullshit.
Can't wait.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. There's a good cat. His name is Goose.
Yeah, I saw the Darren's gone viral now with his tweet.
With his cat tweet. Yeah, because they left Goose out of the Avengers poster.
I was like,
what
who
bullshit?
the hell is Goose? And then I saw his Photoshop. I was like, the cat.
Goose is the cat, man. Goose is good. You see how Nick Fury loses his eye?
Oh, no.
Good stuff.
Is it the cat? The cat swipes it out of his socket.
No, I mean, no, but it's funny. It's really good.
Okay.
That whole movie's really funny.
This is one of those weird things where I'm getting on a flight on Monday. Okay.
Sometimes, on the plane.
Sometimes movies that have just come out are on the plane.
Yeah.
And I'll have to fight really hard because it's a superhero movie. I don't want to watch it on like a shitty tiny screen.
And depending on what airline you fly, sometimes they censor stuff out. Like,
which I don't know if I've told this story before, but one of the Spider-Mans with Andrew Garfield, I think it was the second one.
Yeah, the one with Jamie Foxx.
I think it was the one.
Yeah.
Where it starts off and it's like the origin story of like Ben Parker. He's this, was it Ben Parker or his dad? He's like the scientist.
Ben, yeah.
And he's on a plane and the plane goes down. That whole scene, not on the plane version of the movie.
That makes sense.
But I laugh because it's like, I know what happens. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, this is a part where you see something happens. Like, I can't remember word for word what happens, but basically there's a struggle on the plane and the plane goes down. So that struggle starts to happen and then it just like cuts to the next scene. I was
that
like,
is
what?
Amazing.
So people who have never seen the movie be like, what happened to the plane? Where's this dude's alive? Like, what's going on? And I've picked it up in other movies as well. Just little things you don't realize.
Yeah.
Because they obviously don't want to like upset people and they just get cut out.
I mean, I can only imagine someone like Darren who's petrified of flying, like seeing a plane crash, fictional or not, like.
But I laughed. Just a hard cut. Pah! Next scene. You're like,
oh yeah,
what?
they have zero fucking qualms with hard cutting. Like the one I remember watching, which is bad, was X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Oh no!
But I don't know what airline it was, but they cut out like all violence. So in the final scene where those Sentinels are just fucking stabbing like X-Men, you see this one come up behind Storm, and as it's about to stab her, it just hard cuts, and it does that so often during this fight. It's the most jarring thing.
Like this 90-minute movie is now 50 minutes long.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
Like,
it's
happened?
like the weirdest. Yeah, I hate it, man. I fucking hate it.
So yeah, point is, if Captain Marvel's on the plane, I ain't watching it, but I'll happily rewatch other Marvel stuff. Catch up on what came out last year. There was some good shit last year.
Yeah, there was some good
Black
films.
Panther. What am I speaking about? The first Infinity War.
Yeah,
I haven't rewatched that.
I rewatched that the other day.
Shit.
Very good.
What's going to happen with the snap? It's going to be cut out as well. And then it's going to cut to it. I'm like, man, I can't believe half of everyone's gone.
And you're like, what?
What? How did that happen?
You just see Spider-Man being like, I don't feel so good. And then it just cuts.
Actually,
You're like,
then it's a credit. It's like,
Spider-Man's sick. Oh, shame. He's got the flu.
Oh, no, man. It's okay. It's Iron Man. He can cure it.
This is Checkpoint Chat. We speak about video games and bullshit.
Sometimes.
Like you see, Matty's chugging down a Red Bull. See, I'm not the bad influence this week.
It's been a week, man.
It's been a
week when
Jeez, it looks
even
like you
I'm
just took a sip
drinking.
of vodka.
Because
like,
I don't know,
this is so strong.
my glands just like triggered there.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't
That's
know why.
weird. It's because your body thinks you're drinking Red Square.
It's like, yeah, give me that sweet.
Oh,
this
for
isn't Red
fuck's
Square.
sake.
Nah.
Yeah, this Checkpoint chat about video games. This week's a bit of a slow one because Matty's been busy. I've been super busy, but we've been playing some stuff.
I'm playing some things.
We've been playing. What you been playing?
Did you want me to go first?
Okay, yeah. Let me go first because I got shitty ones to get through.
Oh no!
I got shitty games to get through. So last week I spoke about Occupation and Ethereal,
Yeah.
which were both pretty good.
Yep.
And both had their problems, but pretty. Oh, to check in on Ethereal, that game's good, but some of the later levels start getting really buggy and it gets really annoying.
Oh really?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll like touch a platform that I've moved, or I will like jump up somewhere in the level and it will just teleport my blob like outside of the level bounds.
I know.
And I'm like,
what?
well, I can't get back now.
Yeah,
so I have to restart the level. And even though most levels are a bit small, it's not that hard to get back. It's like, like resetting up. Like,
It's just buggy. Well, not buggy,
yeah, I
but
don't
just one or
understand
two.
it. And it's really easy to replicate. Like, I was replicating the same bug over and over again just to see if it was like a mistake or that thing was there.
Yeah.
So then to avoid it, I had to be like super careful, and it was just annoying when it happened.
Q8, man.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
but otherwise, the game's good.
Yeah,
should play the game.
It's the sort of shit that thankfully it's not like mechanically broken. It's just a thing that could be.
It's annoying, and it can be fixed. The game's good. It's like 4 or 5 hours for the whole thing.
Did you finish it?
Yeah,
now?
yeah, pretty
cool.
fun. Pretty fun.
Why did you play it on again?
PC. It's only on PC.
Oh, man, that's a sort of like I'd love to play that on Switch.
I would not be surprised if it comes to Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm climbing on a flat. Give me a nice short 4-hour game.
Yeah,
That's
another game
cool.
would be perfect on Switch,
Yeah.
and it's got a really good ambient soundtrack and like good sound effects. So yeah, it's some chilled out vibes. Yeah, they bloop bloop. bloop. It sounds really good.
That's cool. Ethereal.
Yeah. So I played a VR game called The Wizards Enhanced Edition.
Wow, we precursored this by talking about Harry Potter.
I know.
You knew. I had no idea.
I'm not that smart.
No. Wait, what's it called?
The Wizards Enhanced Edition. So this is a game that came out Enhanced Edition. This is a game that came out on Oculus and Vive, I think, like last year or the year before.
Yeah.
And now it's on PSVR.
Oh.
And there was a game a while back that Jeff played that was also like a wizardy spell combat thing in VR.
Yeah.
And he really liked it. I can't for the life of me remember the name now. So I was like excited because I'm like, hey, this could be potentially cool because like VR shooters are the same thing. You're shooting a gun, whatever. In VR, like Magic games, you use your motion controls to like make patterns in the air, and those patterns correspond to certain spells.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty cool. And that's the part of the Wizards that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like you can, if I take both the move controllers and like thrust my hands down, a fireball like spawns between my hands, and then I can move my hands away and grow the fireball,
great.
which is feel really cool. Or I
That's
can
cool.
do this weird like contorted circle, and these like arcane missiles appear in a circle in front of me, and I can touch them individually to send them.
I wish we had videos so people could see the hand gestures going on.
Yeah, it must have been super weird for someone walking in my room watching me like make these pretend paintings.
This is when
in the air or
you
something
just
like
shot
that.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah.
And then you're like, he's playing a wizard game.
So that like it was cool. There's these like small like the spells that I usually gravitated towards where if I flicked my right hand, I would like snap a fireball into my hand, and then if I waved my left hand in front of me, I'd like summon a shield that almost looks like something out of Doctor Strange, like a weird like relic looking thing. So I could sit there holding my shield in front of me and just lob like fireballs back at people. That was pretty cool. So that part is fun, but that wears off pretty quickly because the combat's really fucking repetitive.
Oh, yeah.
Like each level is just you moving from this place, fight a bunch of enemies, carry on, fight a bunch of enemies.
No.
And all the enemies they're like mindless and really boring. Like you get these small goblins, and then you get bigger trolls, and then you get big trolls.
No.
And all they do is just run at you and hit you. They don't really have a strategy, and the game only gets harder because it starts throwing more and more numbers at you. So
It's like old school game design.
yeah, it's
Increase
really
the numbers.
and like because they're always on top of you, it's really difficult to like start switching out spells. And it was just really easy for me to constantly summon a shield and just lob fireballs at them over the shield. Like it was just dead easy to do
Yeah.
that. So
Then you meet the bad guy, like, man, Voldemort's an asshole.
yeah, the boss fights were actually pretty cool. I played one early on that was like the floor panels were like these fire, so they would turn on and like shoot out fire. So I had to keep moving, and I was fighting this big like wraith thing. So it was in VR. It was really cool because I'm looking up at this big
Flying.
this thing that I'm like lobbing spells at, and it's throwing spells at me, and that was pretty fun.
Nice.
But other than that, like the puzzles are really annoying because it's like these doors and switches that correspond. And when you're moving around in VR and trying to solve a puzzle that is
it can be
like
tricky.
loads and loads of doors, like it was just really annoying. Yeah, it's fine. Like it's completely fine. It's novel. Like if you find it cheap, I would recommend it because I'd say it's really novel to do the whole spell casting and feel like you're spell casting. That feels really fun. But the rest of it just feels ugh. It just yeah. There is another Wizard game. Again, Jeff did a review for this on Critical Hit that he fucking adored.
Oh, yeah?
And
it rings a bell.
that one I would probably recommend above the Wizards. Yeah.
You know what it's called? New.
I think it's called Mage something. I don't know. He
Mage
said it was really
Simulator.
good. He said it was super, super good. So yeah, the Wizards it's fine. Like it's like a cool idea, and I would like to see it like refine more. But right now it feels like one of those really early VR games where it's like we've got a cool idea, but don't really know how to build a game around it. We just know that it's really fun spawning spells from your hands, and that shit is kind of fucking cool in VR.
That's cool. But I mean, this is the sort of thing I imagine where if the game does sell well enough and they do go on to make another game, should take some lessons
maybe.
from this. Hopefully,
Yeah,
like
probably.
read reviews, see the criticisms, like, hey, combat's great, but
Yeah.
your enemies suck.
Yeah, no, there just needs to be like more variety and all this like there's this like story that is just like this generic as fuck high fantasy jargon bullshit.
You're the chosen one, and Voldemort is out
man.
to kill
It's
you.
just
And
some
oh my
bullshit.
god,
It's just like, oh, there's this kingdom and this and oh man, it's just I could not even like bring myself to really care about any of it.
not even
so.
when you went to Hogwarts.
No.
Oh my
Hogwarts was downscaled. This is
no.
so yeah. Also,
cool.
I don't understand, like especially in VR games, the need to make every single piece of the game compatible with like move controls. So, like I feel like some devs just get overly excited with the fact that they can do this, so they put like menu control within a VR space, and I cannot fucking understand why they do this.
So do you have to like point the controller to select something?
So like you go between levels, you go to like this room where you have to walk to a table to upgrade your spells.
Yeah.
But you don't just like upgrade your spells by going into a menu or like flipping. Like you could flip through a fucking book that is like a menu but not a menu.
Yeah.
Instead, it spawns these like glyphs in front of you. So you got to grab the glyph, put it down on the table, then another menu pops up. And then you can like select what spells, what parts of that specific spell you want to upgrade.
Yeah.
But then if you want to look at another spell, you have to physically
no.
remove this glyph, put it back, take the... Fuck that. Who wants to do that? That's just annoying. Then when you choose a mission... Oh, my God. You go
Sensing a lot of anger here.
you go to a table and there's this like map and there's these like pieces like, you know, like a board game, like miniatures on the map. So you select the main miniature, which is like the overall stage that you're picking, and you pick it up and you have to put it on a pedestal. Then the miniature like expands into like different individual pieces, almost like a Russian nesting doll. And those individual pieces are the stages you take. You then have to grab that individual piece and put it in another slot before you get into the level. And then if you want to add modifiers to the level, like make it easier or make it harder, there's this like card deck next to you where you have to physically take cards and put it on a pedestal so that they activate.
So
it's fucking ridiculous.
For audio
It
listeners,
is fucking
Alessandro's in despair right
ridiculous.
now.
Why?
He's holding his
Why?
face with his hands saying, why?
Why is this so difficult? Why are you making life so difficult just to get into a level? Like,
I don't know. Maybe they, like you said, they think it's a cool novelty.
it's not. It's annoying. it's
not.
very. The only cool thing about that room was there's a third table. There's a third table where it took me a while to figure out what this table was because it had all these like colored. They look almost like bath bombs.
Oh, yeah.
They technically are, essentially. So you pick one up and you throw it into like this cauldron of like water and it changes the color of water. I'm like, that's cool, but what does this do? And then I realized that when you put these bath bombs, I'm going to call them that now, into the water, if you take your hands, which are your gloves, and dip them into the water, it dyes them a different color. I was like, that's
quite
cool. That's pretty cool. That's a cool way to do customization. I like that because it's like very physical, like I'm dipping my hand in and taking it out and now it's a completely different color.
Oh, can you mix and match colors?
No, sadly not.
Boo.
But it was really nice.
That's
I could
a neat
take my
idea.
like shitty brown gloves and turn them into like frosted white with like blue glyphs on the back. It looked really good.
So I'm sorry to be devil's advocate, but you've just said you hate mechanics that force the
Shut up.
VR.
This is pretty good.
You're like, I hate having to choose my mission, but man, let me tell you, when I dip my gloves to change colors,
So good.
it's
So good. I don't know. I sat there for a while just like choosing different colors, just like bloop.
So there's a fine line between great
Yeah.
and shit.
Listen, when I have to like I only go to that glove thing maybe once or twice the whole time I'm playing, but when I have to choose a
when
level
it's forced on
every
you.
single time, like
It's maddening.
yeah, I don't know. And then on top of it, like the actual menu system for the game looks like so cheap. It just like really generic font and this generic like gray box that just appears with like no real styling
Was it
to it.
picked up at the thrift store?
I don't understand. It's like we are not going to make menus, and when we do, we're going to make them so shitty looking that
gonna
will make
drive
you
you
wish
mad.
you didn't have menus to interact with.
God
Yeah.
damn. That's
But you can play the game standing up or sitting down. Pretty cool.
Oh no.
I like when games do that.
I'm a badass wizard. I'm gonna sit down for this one.
I really thought I'd have to stand the whole time. I'm very glad I could just sit my ass down and be a lazy ass wizard.
But then you like play Beat Saber 5 minutes later
Fuck,
and you're
Beat
down.
Saber's great. The DLC came out. I'm so excited. There's so this is for the PlayStation mode where, we don't get custom songs and whatever. So they added lots of songs and they added a new Expert Plus mode.
Ooh.
And Expert is hard. So Expert Plus,
I've watched those videos. I've never played Beat Saber. I've watched the videos and I'm like, hot damn.
dude, you will love Beat Saber.
No, if it's so I loved Guitar Hero back in the day. I know it's not the same thing like at all, but it's the same idea. With, like,
It
rhythm.
is. I mean, completely different rhythm.
Yeah.
But like the principles are the same.
Yeah. I'll play it one day.
VR
I need
was-
Lenska. I still need Lenska to come try your VR.
It was on sale yesterday
I
for
know.
like $3.50. What a good price.
But where am I going to put it?
And Anna, you already have Move controllers.
You've actually been to my place now. Now imagine where am I going to do VR?
Oh, you could do VR there.
You think it'll be big enough?
You just hit Luna, maybe.
Punch Fluna in the
Yeah, but jeez, Luna is way too fat, my
Luna
dude.
is so big.
You
oh
need
my
a-
God.
you need a
I need to
plan.
put on a treadmill.
Yeah, you need to get Luna into Beat Saber.
I don't even know how it happened. She just got round. Like,
Well, she
I'm
just
not
became
over.
like sedentary. She just didn't like.
No,
move.
she goes outside. Her and Lupin play constantly. It's not like she's just sleeping all day, although she does sleep a lot. I mean, cats sleep a lot.
because you just keep food out.
No, but nothing's changed. When they were at my mom's house, that's what we did. There was always food out. They ate when they were hungry, and that's that.
You got to start putting on that
Lupin,
diet food, man.
Lupin still looks great. Slim AF. Luna though.
Yeah, but Lupin goes out at night and parties.
Maybe Luna's getting all of Lupin's food, and that's why he's looking so skinny. That's just true.
Yeah, got to put them on diet, man. My dogs were fat. Put them on a diet. Lost weight so quickly. It's great. Now they're like not struggling.
That's
with
just what you want
arthritis and
listeners
shit.
to think. You had them doing like acrobatic,
Yeah.
not acrobatics, gymnastics.
Aerobics in the pool, dog aerobics.
Why did I say acrobatics? Aerobic. Like make your sausage dog do like a trapeze line.
Yeah, exactly. I had
They lost weight, man.
a mate of mine ordered Rokomamas at work yesterday, and they gave him dog biscuits as part of his delivery, and I was like, what? That's pretty cool.
Maybe that's a trend that's happening now because
Roko dogs.
If you go to Paul's Ice Cream,
Yes,
you can buy a lollipop for your dog.
It's so cool, and it's made with like banana and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
Man, and I actually need to buy one for the dogs. See the reaction because animals love cold stuff. Have you ever given a cat an ice cube?
Do they
They'll
not
sit
do
and they'll sit and lick that thing for hours.
For real?
Yeah.
Sure. Ooh,
Give one to your dogs.
Okay.
They'll be like,
They'll
take
be
a
like,
break.
how do I eat this?
yeah, they just sit in the liquids and they get the moisture. Like, yeah, that's nice and cold.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So, anyways, back to gaming.
What you been playing?
Wait, I need to timestamp this, else my co-host will be mad and punch me in the face.
Damn right.
That's you.
Damn right. Last week, busy editing the podcast, like 8 on a Sunday night. I'm like, Matty,
But did I
where the
timestamp
fuck are
wrong?
my timestamps?
Oh, you WhatsApped me.
Yeah, I was like, where the hell are they?
But
Where the hell are they?
in my defense, in like all 45 episodes, that's the only time I've ever forgotten to
That
send
is
you a
true.
timestamp.
That is
So,
true. Look at this cat in a hat. It's a turtle.
wow, it really is.
Sorry.
We really need a video segment in this
Yeah, we
podcast.
really do.
Oh, sorry, I'm stuffing. My nose is running now. Delicious.
Been playing some old games,
Yeah,
haven't you?
so I don't know what got me onto it, but the other day I was just chilling with my Switch. I think I was busy deciding what I want to play. Oh, okay. No, nothing happened.
Nothing
So
at
the
all.
other day I was busy playing around, messing around on my Switch, deciding what am I actually going to play on my flight and away.
Breath of the Wild.
Man, I don't want to replay that game, but
Even me.
but I'm gonna definitely pick up Celeste.
Yes.
But I was like, I need to pick up, like, I don't know why, but in my head, I'm like, I need to pick up 2 games so I can bounce between the 2. And I was like, what is my second game going to be? And then
Especially with Celeste being so difficult.
yeah, so I mean, I'm going to need a break now and then.
Yeah.
But I was like, what is the second game going to be? And I was going to put out a tweet, get advice from people. And then I opened up the classic library. What is the app called? It's just
I think it's just NES
Classics, yeah.
collection or whatever.
And now, when the online service launched a couple of months ago, I tried my 7-day free trial, launched the app. Like, cool, there's a few games here. I'll get around to playing them sometime. I never subscribed to the service until recently because I've been playing Tetris 99.
Ooh.
And I opened up the app, and they've added a lot of shit to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think to the point where even this very week, they added stuff. So I was bouncing around between a bunch of different things. Like there's OG Kirby there, as far as I know.
Is it just called Kirby?
I think it's just Kirby, yeah.
Just Kirby.
Just Kirby. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think it was a Game Boy game because there's not like many colors. So I don't know.
This is like OG
I
Game
think it's like
Boy
OG
before the-
OG Game Boy.
I thought all of these were just NES games.
No, well, maybe it is, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining. But it is like not very colorful, but it's Kirby.
Okay.
So I've been playing like
Does it have the really good sound effect for the sucking up?
yeah. It was,
Oh, that's amazing.
So, but it's cool because it's such an old game, and you can see where. Like, I mean, not just for Kirby, for a lot of these games, there's like the OG Zelda's there, but that was there since the beginning. But now they've added
I think
Zelda
they
2.
add 2, yeah. That was the most recent
And that's
one
the
that I saw.
weird like side-scrolling Zelda. But I've been playing a bunch of those different titles, and it's just cool to see how the formula was established back then for a lot of these games. So I can understand why Kirby was such a, like, obviously still a hit today, but why it was such a hit back then, because the fact that you can eat a character and then like have the abilities, that's just a cool concept.
So good. So good.
So yeah, I bounce between a lot of those games. Like, you know what?
Okay.
I don't need a second game. I have a whole library of classic
How
games to get through.
are there on there right now? Do you know?
I don't know. There must be like 15, 20.
Oh, hectic. Okay.
And it's all the OG classic NES games. Like, I know Super Mario Bros. 2 isn't like the most beloved in the. I mean, everyone's like OG Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 3 are like. Well, Super Mario Bros.
Don't
3
they have
is
the OG and 3 on there as well?
Yeah, they've got, and now they've added number 2. And I'm very fond of number 2 because
But wasn't number 2 only released in Japan or something like that?
no, so it was a weird story of. You know, I'm probably butchering this history now, but Super Mario Bros. 2 is like legit a copy paste of another game that existed. Where what is it called, man? You know Jared Petty from Kind of Funny.
Kazu Mario.
He spoke about Doki Doki. That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not even lying. I'm gonna look this up right now.
He's huge into Doki Doki. Okay.
I'm
So
gonna look it
I
up.
know, yeah, I know everyone kind of like forgets that the second one exists, and I thought that was primarily because it didn't actually launch in the States. Like, it's actually a fairly recent.
Let me look it up because I know I played it. Super Mario Bros. 2, I definitely played it, and I played it a lot. So when I saw it, I don't want Doki Doki Literature Club.
That's the new one.
That's some other That's a hectic game, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
that's like on Steam right now. Apparently very good as well.
Doki Super. I'm gonna look
But
this
yeah,
up.
I need to actually play like Super Mario 3 because I've never played that. I wanna attempt playing the very first Zelda, but I don't know.
Yeah, the thing
I
is,
don't know. Yeah.
I want to get to that, but before I just want to look this up. So Super Mario Bros. 2. Let's dive into some history here. The sequel to Super Mario Bros. Was conceived as a vertically scrolling two-player cooperative action prototype.
Vertically scrolling.
Yep. This technologically ambitious concept was postponed in favor of a simplistic cosmetic upgrade to the original Super Mario Bros. Engine, which was released in Japan. The original prototype concept later became Doki Doki Panic for Family Computer Disk System, not part of the Mario series.
Huh.
The game is co-branded with, so I'm just flying through here. But it's funny, you actually go look it up on YouTube. So the game's called Doki Doki Panic.
Well, look at the release date there.
Release date. No, it was released in America, North America, 1988.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was one of those weird ones that just never
made
across.
it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, sorry, that is a
So
side
the
story.
original prototype became Doki Doki.
Or the other way around. I can't remember.
Okay.
But if you look at them side by side, you're like, this is literally the same game, but where the Doki Doki characters have now been like replaced with Mario
So
and
there's no
Luigi.
Goombas.
This game, there actually were like no Mario enemies that no Goombas,
hectic.
none of that stuff, because it was all enemies from this Doki Doki game.
That's so weird.
Yeah, okay, so history lesson aside, that's a game I played a lot, and it's on the NES Classic library now. So I'm very excited to play that again. And what's cool though with this NES on the Switch is that you can just have save states wherever the hell you want.
Oh yeah.
Which
like
is-
they do with those classic
Yeah,
consoles.
which is very helpful, because even though I played Kirby for like 15 minutes, I was like, that's cool. I'm saving it there. I can jump right back in whenever.
Nothing makes you appreciate autosave.
Oh my God.
Autosaves more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm spoiled now.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how games are today. But I played a whole lot of, I played the OG Kirby, I played Super Mario Bros. 2. I played an old game. I think this was actually already on the library, but it's Ghosts and Goblins,
Oh, that really
which is
hardcore
a sad.
fucking...
I played that game as a kid, and funny enough, I remember playing Contra as a kid, and I finished Contra, which,
Yeah.
like I've said many times, I played it recently, like a year or two ago, and hard as balls. I'm like, how did I finish this game as a kid? Ghosts and Goblins, I know that even as a kid, I struggled. I could never get past the first level. I think I could get to the end of the first level, and like that was it. And I
It's
tried.
notoriously difficult.
Yeah, I tried again and again and again, and I just never got past
Is it
the
a
first level.
side scroller like
It's
a beat 'em
it's a
up
side.
almost?
No, it's not a beat. It's just a side scroller where, so you're basically playing as a
You play as
knight,
a knight, yeah.
and you're throwing. What are those things that they joust with?
A lance? Is it?
Okay, like let's say you're throwing lances. Okay, if you get
throwing them.
you
Wow.
like infinite supply of lances. You're
That's,
just throwing them.
That's pretty strong.
You're killing zombies. There's flying creatures. If
You're
you
not
get
killing goblins?
maybe in the second level. I've never made it. If you get hit, you lose your suit of armor, and you're a dude running around in underwear. If you get hit again, then you die.
So 2 hits.
Yeah, and you're dead.
Jesus.
It is
It's like
so.
the OG Dark Souls. Yeah.
It really is. It's so difficult. So now you know me, where I'm like, I like a good challenge. So now I've got this game. I'm like, I'm gonna try. But I'm not gonna cheat it. Save states every 2 seconds to like make it to the end. But I will level by level like make it to the end, save, see if I can actually get to the end of this game, because it is so hard.
Yeah.
Really, really difficult. So play that. And then there's another game that was there from the launch a couple of months ago. I think it's called Gradius, which is like
I have no idea what
a
this
side-scrolling space shooter, if you want to call it that.
Okay, like a shmup.
Yeah, and I remember playing that as a kid as well,
Okay.
and also quite difficult. There's a theme with these games.
Yeah.
They're hard.
Look,
Except Kirby's fine.
I mean, when you look at it, you understand why. The games are always short.
They were short.
Yeah, they
yeah.
use difficulty to pad it out.
I mean, the Mario games, maybe today, by today's standards, not hard, but I think back then it was quite a thing to wrap your head around, like running and jumping and getting mushrooms and this and that.
And also it was entirely new. Imagine just the splendor of like discovering all these levels in
Yeah.
Mario that like sometimes you had to find inventive routes just to get
Just to
to
get there,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, very cool
And
stuff.
but it's one of those things where you also pick up on like subtle good game design. Where I'll never forget, it was probably a YouTube video, something I watched back then, where they explained how the original Mario taught players how to do things.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah, that
it's
is
like classic
video game design 101.
Yeah, it's like we put a pit at the beginning so people learn how to jump, and then later on we put this and this together so they learn to like stitch
I know
these
exactly
moves
what
together.
video you're talking about. I actually think, if I can't remember the YouTuber's name at the time, but he's done a series of videos. So yeah, there's the one on Mario, which is like, if you ever want to learn how to do like a level design that teaches the player how to play without
Beating them on the head with it.
that Mario's 1-1 world is like
it's
one
the
of
best,
the most
yeah.
perfect examples. The other example that I've seen, I think it was the same guy who did a video on it, was Mega Man X's opening.
Oh,
He's
really?
fucking phenomenal with that stuff.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool. I enjoy looking at stuff like that because you don't realize I suppose if you've I'm going to say in the know, not in like as an exclusive way, but if you're aware of that sort of thing,
It's
you
a
pick up on it,
thing
but-
you're not aware of while you're playing because
Yeah.
you're just like going, oh, this is logical. But when it's broken down, you're like, oh, fuck, there's a
Yeah,
lot
but
of thought.
The
into
thing
this.
is, like knowing that that's how some game design works. The Kirby game, there's a part where you can't jump over a ledge; it's too high. And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to get up there? And you just sit and you mess around with the buttons. It's like, oh, we know Kirby can float, but I didn't realize it's a thing you can just do infinitely in this game. You can just fly up and fly.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, but that's the game teaching me that's how you do it. Yeah, it's
I
like
had
you
no
can't
idea
get
you
over
could do
here.
that. Oh.
Yeah, so it's just interesting looking.
So you can like infinitely spam Kirby's like float.
Yeah, it's not even a float. You just like go up and you're in the air and you can just move along.
Kirby aeroplane.
Yeah, Kerplane, man. I mean,
Kerplane.
so yeah, it's just interesting going back and playing those classics. Whether I've played them or not, it's going to be fun. I've got I've got a whole library of those to look forward to, and I'm going to play a lot of them. I've decided like I want to finish all 3 Marios because I love them.
I need to play Mario
Super Mario
3.
Bros. You've never played 3, hey?
And that's the one like
So
Jeff
good.
considers art.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
well,
it's-
it's like a stage play, isn't it? Mario 3, yeah.
It's just really good. It's
Yeah, I've heard
like
it's
pure
really good.
Mario. And then one Mario game I've actually never played, but this won't come up on the NES library is it Super Mario World?
Yeah, that's
A lot
SNES
of
game.
Yeah, a lot of people say like that's
Everyone
the
talks
best
about
one.
that
And I'm
game.
like, I've
Yeah.
never actually played it. So
I've
when
got
that
the SNES Classic here.
contacted on my flight. Yeah, so I've been playing with a whole lot of the NES classics, and I'm sure when I come back I'll have a lot to.
I really
about.
think they'll put SNES games on there.
I also
eventually.
think so. I don't. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like
Which makes me really excited because then you've got Super Mario World, but then you've also got A Link to the Past. Widely considered one of the
Just-
best Zelda games
just
ever
like you, I've considered playing the original Zeldas, and I'm like,
Dude.
The Legend of Zelda 2. You start. Oh my god, games were hard, man. You start. You literally just. You're there in a temple. It looks like Zelda's like lying on a bed or something, and it doesn't tell you anything. There's not even a start screen.
Do you play as Luigi?
You play as Luigi, yeah.
Yeah,
You just start there, and it's
Love
like,
Luigi.
okay, and you walk out, and that's the game. No
Yeah,
explanation, nothing. It's like, okay, I guess.
Well, I guess Breath of the Wild. I mean, Breath of the Wild took a lot of hints from Mario 1 in that same respect of like, here's this world, go. Like,
Yeah.
just go. That's
but
it.
even then, there's still like a loose narrative. You like go, and there's that old dude like, hey,
Yeah,
you know
it
what I
nudges
mean?
you in the right directions. Yeah, whereas
These old games is like
yeah,
nothing.
absolutely. That's also like because like Shani wants to play some Zelda games, and I've been like struggling to come up with the right first one to get it
Yeah.
on because like when I played my first Zelda, it was Ocarina of Time. And there were times where I was like, I have no fucking clue what this game wants from me. Like I used guides to get through Ocarina of Time, like because some of that shit's odd. Like you get to a point where you need I don't know if it's fire or light arrows, and I'm like, where the hell do I get that? And there's this like single plaque in the open world where there's like this riddle about the sun, and you have to shoot an arrow into the fucking sun, and then it gives you fire arrows. I'm like, who would have thought of that? Like,
You should just get better at riddles, man.
so stuff like that. Like, I don't want her to like bash her head on that. So I don't know. I think
Breath of the Wild's a great one.
I think Breath of the Wild is a fantastic introduction.
Yeah, because like
Because it's just so open ended. Like you
can do what you want.
anything. Yeah.
I mean, if Shani wants, she can go like hit trees down.
Yeah.
You know, she can go just explore. She can go kill things. She can go.
But
She
there's
can ride
also
her shield down a hill if she wants.
There's
Like,
there's the modernness of like there's a map, you know, there's a map system,
yeah.
there's this and that, and then there's, you know, objective markers if you really want. And like I turned all that shit off.
But it is
I didn't want
nudging you in the right direction.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. So I
I mean,
think-
as long
I-
as she
I think
knows she
Breath
has
of
to
the
go
Wild is there.
that way, why not?
Yeah. So
Do it,
But
do it.
I do want to play the OG Zelda. The OG Zelda would be pretty
I
fun.
cannot wait for that remake.
Of Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so good.
So good.
Chain Chomps and Goombas in a Zelda
know.
world. So cool.
What a wild crossover.
Man, when people were like, this game is weirder than Majora's Mask, I'm like, you have sold me, kind sir. Because Majora's
Take
Mask is
my
fucking
money.
strange and I love it. I love Majora's Mask so much.
Take all of my
Yeah.
money.
So
Yes, that's
cool.
some
That's cool.
NES Classics.
yeah, I'm keen to hear more about it after.
I'm going to
Flight.
try finish some of that shit.
Okay,
You'll
cool.
see. And Celeste. Can't wait to play Celeste.
Lastly, I just want to touch briefly on Devil May Cry 5. I've only played about an hour, and that game is hot.
Is it hot?
Man, that game is firstly beautiful, unbelievably beautiful, because it's running in the RE engine as well.
Actual sorcery happening. in that
Running
engine.
at 60 frames, and it still looks
You're
so
playing
good.
on the One X though, hey?
No, I'm playing on PS4.
PS4.
Yeah. So, well, which is the Pro, but still, all the versions at least try to hit 60.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, the game is beautiful. I just started it, so I've only played as Nero. He doesn't have an arm anymore. Well,
Yeah.
he got his arm cut off, and now he's got like this prosthetic arm. Think of like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Can you punch it out?
You can. So the biggest thing that I've seen in the game so far is that your arm is more now like a consumable. So you have
actually, I
three
heard
of
that,
them,
yeah.
and you equip different ones, and they have different abilities.
Okay.
But if you're like being swamped by enemies, you can press L1, and Nero will just like detach the arm and let it explode to give you like more space.
okay.
But then if you don't have any in reserve, then you don't have an arm.
Okay.
So yeah, his sword still has a motorcycle handle. Very
Of course it does.
Yeah, vroom, vroom. He likes revving that thing a lot. It's a good time, and yeah, the game's just like super beautiful and super streamlined.
Do you follow, I think it's Sahil Legends or something on Twitter? The dude who
Sahil,
makes
the GIFs.
really nice
Yes.
GIFs. He's shared some GIFs of Devil May Cry. And honestly, there's one where, I don't know which character it is, but it's the dude with the cane.
Oh, V.
It just looks like he's walking, like swinging the cane.
Yes.
It looks lifelike.
Oh,
it
yeah,
really
no,
does.
It's beautiful. I mean,
It's like it's ripped straight from a
unbelievable.
movie, and I'm like, no, but this is a game.
the like you've seen a lot of like neon signs in this world, and they look like fucking neon signs.
It's unreal.
It's beautiful. That V dude. So I haven't got to playing as him, but I've heard a lot about him, and the one thing that always sticks with me is that. So firstly, he's very different from Nero and Dante because you play as all three of them. Where he doesn't like get involved in fights personally. He summons, so his attack
I've
buttons
heard of this,
summon
yeah.
creatures that. So if I'm pressing Y, then my bird is attacking. Or, yeah, so you're not just summoning and watching them. You are controlling the summons, but it's not him. And the only thing he does is like finish off enemies. But if you want to charge up your attacks, Nero, like revs his fucking sword because whatever. V walks around, whips out a poetry book and reads poetry.
So that's probably the gif I saw of
Reads
him
very
just
emo
like,
poetry
wow.
to charge up. And I'm just like, it's so ballsy and weird, and I love it.
Japan, why you do this?
I just love how they know they are self-aware of it, but the game is not self-aware, so the game takes it very seriously. But it's like it's.
But I appreciate stuff like
love
that.
it,
It's the same. It's the same reason I love Bayonetta, because it's just
they're just
when
taking their
things
shit
when
all
things
the time.
happen, you're like, well, of course this is happening. It's Bayonetta, but in your head you're like, it can't get wilder than this, and it does, and it does throughout all the games.
You haven't played 2 yet, eh?
No, I'm like 3 hours into 2, and it's
Okay,
really
but you
good.
played the opening.
Yeah.
That opening is fucking insane.
But it's like, of course this is the opening.
She
It's
kicks
Bayonetta.
a fighter jet into the air, and then you're fighting demons on a fighter jet. It is the most obscene start to a game. Like,
Yeah, but I appreciate stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, of course.
there are games where their climax isn't as entertaining as Bayonetta's opening.
No.
It is unbelievable. High octane
Speaking of
action.
Bayonetta, if you haven't played that, you should play that.
Yeah,
but
it's
I know
a
Devil May Cry 5 is very much in the same vein of absurd combats and just stylistic, cool combos, that sort of thing. It's right up my alley. I haven't played any Devil May Cry's before in my life.
I don't think you need to as well. Like, there's a nice
yeah, I'll watch like a retrospective.
They've got one in the game, like a history of DMC one.
Previously on DMC.
But man, I'll be straight up. DMC lore is super weird and super nonsensical, and you do not need to know.
That's fine.
Anything.
You're just there to beat the shit
I have
out
heard
of
that
stuff.
this story kind of wraps a lot of loose ends up, which is neat, but I don't think it's super vital to the games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good game.
DMC. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Capcom? Hot damn.
Capcom killing it.
I mean, this month, first 3 months of the year, they've got RE2 and DMC 5.
Yeah, no, they had Resident Evil 7, they had Monster Hunter, they had, what was the other one?
Mega Man. There's a new
Mega Man, yeah.
Oh, man.
No, they hit it. We just forget the fighting games. When they're not doing fighting games, yeah. Should we move on to game releases?
Yes.
So, game releases.
Game releases.
You ready for some games?
Yeah. What's coming out this week? I think, didn't we say that like March, the hype of March is over? Maybe.
I keep saying that every week, and then it just keeps getting like busier.
And then?
Like this past week, like Division came out, Babes U is getting like stellar reviews. What was the other thing that came out?
All the things.
Assault Android Cactus got really good
on
reviews.
Switch. That's really good,
Switch,
guys.
Yeah.
If you have a Switch, I played it on PlayStation. It's a lot of fun.
Good game. Yeah. So yeah, there's a One Piece game that came out, that Stretchy Arm Guy one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, apparently it's a bad game though.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked, you know.
No.
So let's look at games out from March 16th to March 22nd.
What is coming out?
Ooh, big things.
What we said there were no big things.
Big things. We're looking at Satisfactory on Steam, Epic Store Early Access.
Oh, boy.
I think Satisfactory is almost like Factorio, you know, like optimizing factories and stuff like that. Did you never play?
No.
Satisfactory.
I see what they did there. Did you just Google Satisfactory?
Wow. Okay, so this is not what I thought it was. Whoops. This is actually nowhere near what I thought it was. So this is a... Jesus Christ, where can I...
This is a Jesus Christ.
Game?
Whoa,
I want a
roadmap.
blurb for the game.
What does it look like?
It's an FPS.
What? It's a FPS?
So it's a first-person base building game.
Nice.
Can you see that shit? There's a guy like drilling
Whoa,
rock,
he's just picking up shit with his hands.
grabbing plants. Yeah, this looks like... Okay, so it looks like a base building type thing, but from a first-person perspective. Looks kind of cool.
I like the name.
There was a blurb here just now.
Satisfactory.
Satisfactory is an FPS open world factory building sim.
Huh.
If that makes sense to you.
Nice. You
Looks
just
cool.
build a factory.
Yeah.
You build
Steam,
shit.
Epic's, not Steam. Jesus.
God damn, it's on
Store.
Epic's.
Epic Store. The Messenger out on PS4 March 19th.
Ooh.
That's a game to pick up on Switch.
That's actually, I had thought about that.
That Ninja Gaiden-esque. Very good, apparently. Very good. Speaking of the Messenger, Yacht Games, developers of
They
Shovel
teased
Knight.
the next game. Oh boy.
But apparently it's not a game they're developing. It's a game they're publishing. But it looks a lot like the Messenger.
It does look very
I'm
similar.
like, I will play. I like Yacht Games a lot because they're busy working on the final piece of DLC for Shovel Knight, the King's Knight.
That's what they want you to think. They're going to pull Team Cherry Black Shovel Knight 2. It's a full sequel.
Fuck me. I still need to play the Spectre one because I didn't like.
I
Plague
missed.
Knight.
Yeah, I missed. I played Shovel Knight, really good, and then outside of the DLC, I was like it's very samey. Like it's
Plague Knight's
difficult,
not fun to play.
difficult to play. Like right after the
Spectre Knight is super fun to
good?
play because like he's got this dash. So like when you see a lantern, you can like hook onto it and dash, and it creates these like crazy vertical puzzles. It's very cool.
Maybe I should play that out.
Yeah.
This
King
is
Knight looks like a ton of fun.
This is the problem I'm facing now. Is that as per any game, I think you think I'm going away or I've got a weekend. I'm gonna buy like 10 games and you'll never play like any of them.
You could buy Gree.
Cree, yeah, that's on sale at the moment as well. It's
Yeah.
like 15-20% off.
I will buy that.
Interesting.
It's not Gris. It's Gree.
Gry.
Wee.
Grimy River.
Greemia River.
Grimy River.
God.
Oh no.
Got I think it's Chrome, but it's not spelled Chrome as in like the browser. It's Crome.
It's Chrome.
Chrome. Secret Chrome.
Chrome.
Bullet Purgatory.
Wow.
Steam Early Access.
Okay.
Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody.
Wow, this is the game I've been waiting for.
Fucking name for a game.
It's a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, it must be. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. Let's check this shit out.
Oh no, this is... What is this coming
I have the
to?
music stuck in my head already.
Do.
From Final Fantasy 15 when you just fucking run
Oh,
around.
yes.
Oh, it's on Switch. Everybody. I don't know what this is. It looks like a turn-based thing.
What?
I don't know.
Oh no, it's a turn-based
What the
drive.
fuck? This looks way more intense than it seems.
Oh, it's a Final Fantasy game, spin-off thing.
But you're fighting as a chocobo. What's that thing again? It's like the dog thing with horns.
A behemoth.
Behemoth.
A little behemoth being taken on by the chocobo.
Baba Behemoth, yeah. Agatha on PC. Not sure what that is.
No.
This is a game that was put on my radar fairly recently, but it looks really cool. It's called Wii: The Revolution. Now,
Is
did
it
you
the
ever play
origin
Papers,
story
Please?
of the Wii? Yeah, no. I should play it. I haven't played
Oh my
it.
god!
I don't know. I'm a bad gamer.
I wonder if it's on Switch. I don't know.
So
So
many games.
Papers, Please was like a border control simulator thing done by Lucas Pope, but had a really good story because you had like these really deep backstories from people coming in being like, I need to get in this country for this and that, and maybe they don't have the right paperwork, so do you let them through? And do you let them through and then they're actually a terrorist? You know, things like that. Like, fucking good game. We the Revolution is sort of the same principle, but in the French Revolution, and you deciding who's getting guillotined.
Oh, sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. It looks really cool.
A baguette.
It's coming to PC on March 21st.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very, very keen to play that. Black Salt.
Wow. Blolt.
So it's corruption, like corruption, but it's spelled core, as in like the Earth's core. I hate those.
I hate life.
Plain words suck. That's
What? Did you just say plain words suck?
Puns suck, man.
You know what?
Puns suck. I was stuck in two
we,
threads for puns.
We had a
Fucking
good
ridiculous.
run, but I think this is where the road
Fucking puns, man.
puns.
Stories, The Path of Destinies, Xbox One, March 22nd. Unravel 2 coming to Switch on March 22nd.
Never played Unravel 1.
You can play Unravel 2 co-op, though.
Cop.
Guilds of Delanar. Steam Early
Fancy.
Access PC. It sounds like a World of Warcraft expansion.
Delanar.
Out of the Park Baseball. I'm down. I'm down for arcade baseball games. They're really fun.
Out of the park. I see what you
Out
did
of the
there.
park. Hit a home run, Holmes.
Oh, no. From the man who bought you, I hate puns.
Fuck you.
Comes the sequel.
I hate you
Pun
so
man.
much. The big game for the week, undoubtedly, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Is that out this week?
March 22nd.
Did you watch that launch trailer?
Oh my god, it was the most Activision-ass trailer I've ever seen.
I don't
Like,
care. It was so good.
It was like I was like, is FromSoft still making this game? I was like, this seems like an action movie.
It is.
But
It was
man,
so
that
good.
game, I cannot wait to
But
play that game.
my journey on that game has changed from like seeing it unveiled, like, yeah, this looks cool. Cool. People are like really excited.
From
cool.
Software,
cool.
who are they?
Now I've played Bloodborne. I'm like, holy shit! I am so hyped in this game now. No,
And it seems hardcore.
I mean,
as hell.
you posed me a question last week, like, do I A, get married, or B, play Sekiro? And I was like, that's actually a tough one.
Well,
No,
I
I'm
hope
kidding.
Jessica does not listen to this before the wedding.
I'll play it after the wedding.
I'm super excited for Sekiro.
Shit.
I think it's going to be real good. So
Because you're right there. Now that I think about it, the trailer was very much like Bloodborne, and those games are like mysterious, like you don't know what's going on, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this game seems very much to have a narrative. Well, I don't know. I haven't played the game, but it seems like there's a very explicit narrative. Like, you need to go retrieve your master, whatever the hell it is.
I think there's still going to be that mystique
Around
it.
I think the background lore.
Activision's PR is definitely getting their hands dirty with the trailers of this game. So I think all the previews for it was super, super good, and I'm very excited.
I needed my life.
And that's all the games.
That's
for
it.
this
Your
week.
games.
March heading off, and I'm just
Connor.
looking down the list. There's so much in the last week of March. Holy shit! And good ones, good games, good games that include like a remaster of Assassin's Creed and a Yoshi game and a Mortal Kombat beta and Final Fantasy and
What Final Fantasy?
Walking Dead final episode and
Oh man, I need to get back
stuff.
to those
Lots
games.
of stuff.
Lots of stuff. What a busy year, and we're not even in April yet.
Yeah, dude, it's unrelenting. It really is.
Well,
It's a bit uneven in terms of quality. I think not like last year where the beginning of the year was wild, but holy crap, it was just so good as well.
Yeah. I know there've
It's
been
up
some
and down
gems
this
though.
year, yeah. But there's been some, especially this month. This month has been full with gems. Really, really good.
So good. We've got Sekiro
Oh,
coming.
Nick's got a
That's all.
girlfriend.
What?
So cute.
Oh, cute. Oh, this guy. He's like, I don't have time for games anymore. Where did he have time for games between all that CrossFit he did anyway?
And eating.
And eating.
burgers.
Oh my god, that guy. Okay.
And giving a shit. And squatting.
And squatting.
And buying tracksuits.
Wow, this is a stereotype chat.
Stereotype Chat 101.
Nice. Let's go to gaming news.
Oh, gaming news.
Gaming news.
I don't think anyone hosted an AMA on an illegal
Oh my
website
God.
or
hope
did
not.
some bullshit shit this week.
Was there any bad
We did
gaming
have
news?
terrible news yesterday out of New
Oh, yeah.
Zealand, which was horrible, and yeah, man, this world's fucked up.
Yep. But gaming news.
That's why we're talking about games.
Because games are great.
No Man's Sky. Remember that?
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
No
So
Man's Sky.
I had this really interesting conversation with Glenn, and maybe we'll turn it into a podcast topic because he's covering for you again. You're on.
Oh, no.
honeymoon. Yeah. Where I basically said I'm very impressed by Hello Games' dedication to turning No Man's Sky into something closer to the vision they originally had. And he said it was really bad to be praising a company for eventually doing good on their original promises.
Ooh.
And in a way, I agree. Like, No Man's Sky launched... No Man's Sky wasn't a bad game when it launched. It was a bit boring, but it wasn't bad. It just wasn't what
they
Hello
told
Games
us,
was saying it was going to be. At the same time, it wasn't what a lot of fans thought it was going to be based on this weird imaginary game they formulated in their head. And I think writers and journalists are complicit in that as well. It's a big mess. But at the same time, like, Hello Games is an independent studio.
Yep.
Sony dropped them. They're not funding them
Like the
anymore.
tart.
Yeah. And it's been, I think, 3 years since the original launch, and they are still putting out content for No Man's Sky for free and turning it into something phenomenal. I think the last big update was called Next, and that game was drastically changed by that update.
I like the name of the next one. No Man's
now it's
Sky
called Beyond.
What comes after Beyond?
Over 9,000.
Over No Man's Sky next. No Man's Sky
No Man's
Beyond. No Man's
Sky
Sky over
Super
9,000.
Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, I agree with you though. Like I take my hats off to them because the game shipped. It didn't meet the promises that they made, or it wasn't anything like the promises they made. But they could have turned around and be like, okay, shit. Well, let's carry on.
Especially given that they're independent. Like, this is, I think it's different to like a BioWare and EA situation where they've invested millions and millions of dollars into like Anthem.
Yeah.
But like, BioWare is still propped up by EA. So as long as EA wants to continue Anthem, BioWare doesn't have to worry. Well, they have to worry because they have to push out something that attracts players, whatever. But like, Hello Games, if they continued working on No Man's Sky and didn't see any like additional purchases from it, they would close down.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing. You know what I mean? So for them to go, we are not going to just put this by the wayside and try and
Make
reset,
another game.
because I think that wouldn't have worked. Imagine Hello Games was like, we stopped on No Man's Sky, we're starting a new game. No one's going to buy that game. So I think they also didn't have a choice, but it's admirable.
Yeah, I think it's admirable. But we'll save it for the episode with you and Glenn.
Yeah, Beyond will be 3 major updates rolled into one big one. It's out later this year, but the big thing... Darren says No Manskis.
Oh, yeah.
That blames us.
Oh, yes. Does he actually say that?
Yeah.
No
No Manskis. Because it is. That's what it is.
It's No Mansky, man. I told you.
The Beyond update, the big thing that they've revealed, because Hello Games didn't go into like complete specifics, was that they were making big changes to the game's multiplayer, which was introduced in the next update. So to me, it sounds like it's turning into like an MMO, even though Hello
Yeah.
Games specifically is saying don't call this an MMO. But it's going to let
Not
you...
everyone's going to call it an MMO.
Yeah. It's letting you like meet up with friends in the galaxy far more easily and take on like space adventures with them and stuff
That's
like
cool.
that. So, yeah, I mean, they haven't detailed it, so I don't want to like do the exact same thing and pretend I know what it will be, but...
Well, but on Monday, by the time he listens to this, I'm sure they would have maybe said a bit
I
more.
think they'll talk about it more maybe at a PAX or maybe they'll be at E3, who knows, yeah. So
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 5 Bloody Palace arrives April 1st. So this is a free update. It's like a horde mode or an endless mode.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's
A
coming
beautiful
April 1st.
game.
Lots of BAFTA nominations this week. The British Art
Something awards.
BAFTA awards.
British art.
I mean,
awards.
Kratos with the monocle's pretty beautiful.
Jolly good.
Jolly good show, boy.
Jolly good boy.
Jolly good boy.
Bring me my pipe
Bring me tea.
and my axe.
Another.
Another axe.
Do you think Kratos would support Brexit?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. He likes leaving places.
Yeah, he wouldn't support it, but he'd just
Come
be like,
boy,
he'd just be
let's
like, I'm
leave the
leaving. Yeah. I don't know if he would support Brexit. Actually, maybe.
Theresa May says we have to leave.
Boy.
Boy. What did Zeus ever do for
Grab
us?
me my axe. That's the only thing I can fall back to.
Oh my god.
Try us.
So God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Celeste were big nomination winners because the awards haven't happened yet. So unsurprising.
They won the nominations.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out to
It's unsurprising because they were like, well, I don't think Red Dead Redemption 2 is a good game.
Yo.
But they were the biggest games of last year. I did see that Red Dead Redemption 2's soundtrack was not nominated for Best Music, which is fucking confusing.
That's weird.
Because as much as I do not like that game, I think the
music's
soundtrack is
great,
very
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, what a hit image.
Some Armchair Detectives.
Armchair detective. Is that an
Yeah.
actual term?
Well, I say that that's probably a bit pejorative because like there's a lot of people on the internet that unveil things before journalists do. But they were basically saying that the Epic Game Store is spying on your Steam data, so it's seeing who your Steam friends are and injecting all sorts of things into your PC, and people are going, Epic Games, Tencent, China, spying.
Oh no.
Obviously, Epic is saying that they aren't doing that.
Listen.
So we'll see.
Sorry to detract from the story, but when I ever end up on carte blanche, I want my title plaque to be professional armchair detective.
We can make that
speaking to Matty Figueroa, and then it just pops up.
No, yours is
professional
going to
armchair.
be... I've seen a picture floating around before where it was someone on a news channel and it said emoji translator. And I was like, this is fucking Matty in a
Not
nutshell.
it's emoji expert.
Emoji expert, yes.
Sorry, cry laugh emoji expert.
Can dance.
I need to go put that on my LinkedIn. Hire me.
Rebellion has 4 Sniper Elite projects in the works. One of those is like a
4?
one of them's a remaster of Sniper
Jeez,
Elite 2, and I think one of them's a VR game, so that's pretty cool. I'd play some Sniper Elite in VR.
Oh, Xbox.
Microsoft
Live.
making power moves this week. They've brought Xbox Live to Android and iOS. So that is basically the framework that will allow games, any games on iOS and Android, to allow users to log into their Xbox Live account. And that means games can, include things like achievements and game score and stuff like that. It's already used and has been used for a while now on Minecraft on iOS and Android. This is just Microsoft opening the floodgates.
I know.
Does it mean Game Pass coming to iOS? Probably not.
No.
I know Microsoft mentioned in the press release that they want to work with Nintendo to get Xbox Live integration on Switch and with Sony for it on PS4. Don't hold your breath on that latter one.
But still, can you
Even
just
the Switch,
imagine?
I'm going like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
It makes sense, but Nintendo also is like their own.
But can we just imagine a world where it is like, hey man, I'm gonna go home and play a Halo Infinite on my PlayStation.
Sony dragged their feet for months
What?
just on crossplay, and now you want them to put Xbox Live on PS4. That's not happening.
I don't know, man.
That's not happening.
We don't know. Gaming is always evolving, and Xbox is clearly pushing this It's not just Xbox. Like, look at Netflix and music streaming services. That's the future at the moment.
Be on
where
everything you can.
be on
be.
everything.
Yeah.
Get people to pay subscription, whatever. Just
This is
imagine.
the thing that bugs me when everyone looks at news like this. Okay, I'm being hyperbolic, not everyone, but there are still people that
every
go,
person on the planet.
why would I want to buy a console right now? And it's like, Microsoft doesn't give a shit if you buy a console at this point. Like, when you speak about Netflix does not care where you watch their content.
just as long as you're watching.
The fact that you watch it is what they care about. Netflix is not making a box.
No.
Because they don't give a shit. They don't care.
But can you imagine? So, like, okay, obviously Xbox have Xbox Game Pass, whatever. Sony have it's similar but not
PlayStation
really.
Now.
PlayStation. It's not quite on the same level as
Well, they
Xbox
did add
Game
the
Pass.
ability to download some games. But you can't download
But
PS3
it's
games.
It's not like seamless like Xbox Game Pass.
No.
Pay your thing. You got all the shirts. Cool.
It's also not available in South Africa.
Yeah, but imagine, okay, Nintendo have their online servers, which at the moment only has NES stuff. But you never know, in like 5 years, it's a thing that you pay subscription. I mean, it's the same as now as like Netflix. You've got Amazon Prime, you've got Hulu, all these streaming services. Well, I don't know, what if in future it is like, you can only play the Sony exclusive on like Sony Game Pass, whatever. You can only play this on Xbox Game Pass. Whereas like, there's the hardware, but they don't care, actually.
That's an interesting...
You're just streaming your stuff to any platform, but you choose the service you want to
play on that.
I mean, then just imagine, because that's what it's like now with music and TV stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, but music, I suppose, is a weird one because like you're gonna find your music everywhere. I don't know if there's any exclusive.
Music's been weird for that. I don't know. They did try that. Like some artists would exclusively launch new albums on Tidal or whatever.
With podcasts, it's weird. I've spoken about Crime Town before.
Yes.
So Crime Town season 1 available on everything. Crime Town season 2 only available on Spotify.
Well, Spotify's making a big push into podcasts. They bought our hosting technology Anchor a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which was fascinating. So right now we are actually owned by Spotify.
I know.
Yeah. If you're not listening on the Spotify app, you're going to jail.
Whoa! How does this happen?
I think Microsoft is making correct moves here, and everyone's worried about the streaming future. And I get it. I get it more from a perspective of local because like
latency.
We are such a small piece of the market that if they launch this stuff and they say, well, it works in our biggest markets. Do they give a shit about us? Don't know.
Oh, with Microsoft Azure servers live now, I'm not worried about Xbox.
That's also true.
But if Sony's like, streaming is our future, and then I'm like, well, we are a bit fucked because who
PlayStation
Sony?
now is like only in Europe and America.
And what are we gonna leverage here in South Africa?
That's why I think Sony has the biggest hill to climb if everyone's going all in on streaming because their infrastructure in comparison to Microsoft and like Google's announcing their shit this week. It's 2019. Everyone says like, oh, E3 is going to be boring this year. Next year. 2019 is turning into the weirdest, most incredibly like surprising year so far in games. And I love this stuff. I get so excited, like irrationally excited about new tech. So.
No, but it's cool though because we don't know what's going to happen in the next year or two. But I love looking back and be like, hey, games were this 10 years ago. Games were this 5 years ago. We now obviously living in the whatever the evolution is. I don't know what games.
And this only comes like every 7 years. Like I remember writing about the PS4 and Xbox One. Because I just started writing about games around about then. And it was around 2012 when the rumors started coming out. And it was such an exciting time because like every other day, it's like, no, this rumor says this. No, this corroborates this. No, this falsifies this. Like, it's so exciting. I love it.
And I mean, in the most recent example that comes to mind is the Switch, where it was like, what is Nintendo's new console? Rumor has it it's going to be mobile. And I was one of the people going like, that's dumb. Why would you do that?
And then they signed that deal with the mobile developer for mobile games. Like,
but it's like the Switch will be a hybrid console. At the time, like they're teasing like a hybrid console, whatever it was, rumors hybrid. And I was one of those people saying like, that is a dumb idea. Like I just want a home console or my 3DS, whatever the hell it is. Now look at us. We all love the Switch. It's normal. Yeah. Which leads me to think
we want
like
our games on Switch.
Which leads me to think like, shit, I don't know. Maybe the next consoles, PlayStation and Xbox, would be like, hey, I don't know if it happened, but here's like a hybrid Xbox. You can dock it if you want, but you can take it with you. I don't think that would happen. But can you imagine they're like, the Switch has done it quite well. Maybe we should do like an Xbox One Mini, whatever the hell it is.
Well, I think what they're going to do is they showed it off. It falls into news as well. They showed off their xCloud streaming for the first time this week. So they had what's her name, Julia
Roberts.
Harding. Yes, Julia Roberts. I think it's
Actress turned game developer.
Like
who would have thought?
She's an Xbox ambassador, and on the Xbox Live monthly show thing, Inside Xbox, I think it's called. They had her playing Forza Motorsport on a smartphone that was then connected to a controller. So the controller connects to the phone via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And then the game was being streamed to the phone. And a lot of people going, that looks like pre-rendered stuff. But if you look at, she's making it could be scripted, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think it's real because I think the streaming works, and it looked incredible. It's a cool demo. It's one demo that's something you need to have in your hands and play to really feel what the latency feels like. But holy shit, for them to just be like, hey, look, we've got a demo of this. Xbox at fucking E3 this year, it's going to be wild.
Okay, speaking of, can you imagine?
Pick up a phone from under your chair. You all have a phone.
you get a phone.
You get a phone. Turn it on. You've got an Xbox app. Whoa. You get a streaming device.
Can you imagine though? Oh, on Blizzard's who doesn't have a mobile phone?
Yeah. And everyone's like, fuck you, Blizzard.
Can you imagine that though? If Xbox Game Pass does become that thing where you can stream to any device, and all you have to travel with is your Xbox One controller. Mm-hmm. You just prop your phone up. You've got your whole Xbox library. Mm-hmm. Just imagine what a wild world.
I mean, even Sony updated the PlayStation 4 this week so that you can stream PS4 games to your Android device, not. Oh, no. You can do iOS. Steam also. You see, this is what I'm saying. This week, all these balls started rolling. Steam now allows you to stream your games from your PC to anywhere in the world. You do not have to be on the same network as the PC, and play your games on your phone. Everyone is getting into the same space. This is the future.
Wait, do you mean to tell me I can play The Forest on Honeymoon on my phone? Let's go leave my PC on.
I'm so sorry, Lenska. As long as you got a good upload at home. I'm so sorry, Lenska.
I've got fiber, man. I've got the...
So yeah, that's... okay, we blazed through a bunch of news there in one segment.
Yo, look at that.
There's a new graphics card, the NVIDIA GTX. I don't like the
Explain to me the name. Why is it as...
I don't get
NVIDIA,
it.
it's 1600, 1700, 800. Cool. Now there's a 2060. Now it's a
1660 Ti. Now this is the 1660. So essentially what this one is the 1660 is faster than the 1060.
Yeah.
For the exact same price.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It basically makes that card redundant.
Science.
Just by this card.
This is the news I'm most excited about this week.
Holy shit. So remember this studio...
Before you carry on.
Yes.
Let's pretend Evolve never happened. Or is that what you're going to say?
I like the ideas of Evolve. I didn't like the rollout. Yes, but okay, I get you. Turtle Rock, you know them? You know them? So they
only made Left 4 Dead.
They made Left 4 Dead for Valve, and they've said they're returning to their zombie roots with Warner Brothers, and they've announced a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead called Back 4 Blood with the 4 inside, which I thought was kind of cool and also very stupid.
It's so cheesy, but I love it. Back 4 Blood.
This is described as a next-gen co-op shooter, so...
I'm very excited for this.
I'm down. I'm fucking there.
Look, I'm a bit sad it's not Left 4 Dead 3 purely because...
But that's Valve.
No, but it's thing of at the end of the day, it's probably going to be Left 4 Dead 3, in terms of the ideas.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of it being set in that world because the way Left 4 Dead was, you run through these campaigns, and the way the story is told is through scribblings on the wall, that sort of thing.
Good environmental story.
Yeah, it would have been cool if they could have carried on that story in that same universe. But at the end of the day, it's a zombie shooter. Who cares?
Do you know I've never played Left 4 Dead 2?
You never played Left 4 Dead 2?
I played Left 4 Dead, not 2.
Okay, we have to fix it. When I'm back, we're going to stream Left 4 Dead 2.
I've got it because it was free on Steam.
Okay, we'll play Left 4 Dead 2.
Okay, I'm down.
Because Left 4 Dead 1...
pan, that's cool.
Left 4 Dead 1 was really good. Left 4 Dead 2 came out a year later. Weird, straight after Left 4 Dead 1.
It was the zombie hand with the
yeah.
It was kind of cool.
It took Left 4 Dead 1 and it just made it better. Okay, way better. You have to play it.
Okay, cool. I'm down to stream that shit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Assassin's Creed 3, also the worst Assassin's Creed in the series, is getting more than just visual upgrades, getting some gameplay upgrades. Doesn't matter because the game's trash.
Yo.
Okay, I really do not like it. I think Assassin's Creed 3 is one of the games that I've played that disrespects your time the most I've ever seen.
I just saw that right
now. Yeah, it's so good. It does not give a fuck about your time. locks you into like an 8-hour tutorial at the beginning of the game. It's terrible. I really do not like that game. Yeah, it's poor, which is sad because it has some good themes.
Yeah.
And it's set in one of my favorite historical periods. But yeah.
Dying Light 2.
Oh yeah, Heart Machine.
What?
Do you know Heart Machine?
No, what's
They made this great game called Hyperlight Drifter.
Which I've never played.
They've
It's
announced
really
their new game, Solar Ash Kingdom, which looks
boy.
like so Hyperlight Drifter was like a 2D
Acronym for that is
dungeon
SAC. crawler.
Oh fuck.
Our next game, SAC. Solar
sack.
Ash Kingdom, a hacky sack.
Hyperlight Drifter was like a very beautiful 2D hard as hell like action dungeon crawler thing. Solar Ash Kingdom looks like a 3D game.
Is Hyperlight Drifter on Switch?
Yes.
Okay, I'm picking that up. I know exactly what it is, and I've been wanting to play
so
it.
So good. Oh, this is one of the weirdest stories of the week. So, there's a game coming from the team who do the Yakuza games.
Yes.
It's already out in Japan.
Yes.
In Japan, it's called Judge Eyes. It's coming to the West in June, and it's called Judgment. It's like Yakuza, but if you were a lawyer. Now, the game...
Objection!
Yeah. It's basically that.
It's
Phoenix Wright and Yakuza had a baby.
Nice.
That would be Judgment. But the game has been pulled from sale in Japan because one of the voice actors in the game got arrested for having a small amount of cocaine on him.
Oh, boy.
And it might now put the Western release at risk.
Oh, shit.
I'm just like, there's been so many instances of way worse things happening.
Yeah.
Not just specifically in Japanese development stuff. Like, why is there this massive... Like, I get it. Cocaine, illegal. He got arrested. Cool. You don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah.
Fine. Apparently, he was also the voice for Olaf in Kingdom Hearts 3, and they've already pulled his voice acting from the game, which is fucking hilarious.
Wow.
So, yeah, I just hope it doesn't affect Judgment's
That's hectic.
release date, because that game looked good. There was a wild rumor that Sony would be buying Take-Two Interactive this week.
That was a hardcore rumor. And how funny, though. So wait, tell the story.
So basically, some investors on Wall Street, or one investor, just kind of noted that he had heard this through the grapevine and then just put it out there and basically said this is an unverified source, and Take-Two stock jumped by 5% based on the news. And then everyone looked at this and was going, why is Take-Two stock jumping? And then they saw that, and then they saw the reason behind it, and suddenly Sony was buying Take-Two. But the pricing didn't make sense. So it would... The rumored price that Sony was going to buy them for would value Take-Two shares at $130 per share, which would make the whole sale like, I think it was $13 billion, which is almost double or triple what Disney paid for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I don't think Sony has that type of money, to be entirely honest. No, it's not happening.
But do you not think that was a ploy, maybe, to push up the stocks?
Yeah, an insider trading
an inside thing. Yeah. I mean,
it does seem like someone made a lot of money.
Because it was a shit when I think you shared it to one of our groups saying like, there's this rumor going on. I was like, damn,
that's
everyone's
crazy.
Like, that's big. That means Sony, all of a sudden, it's like, hey, maybe all these games become Sony exclusive.
Well, yeah,
like
anything so Take-Two owns 2K, so that's Gearbox, Borderlands, XCOM, all the sports games, and then also Rockstar, like their own fucking
I don't know,
Grand Theft Auto
a little
Red Dead.
game called Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, like
what?
I was just like this. I mean, it would be a power move, and I could 100% see it happening somewhere, but the capital that was needed was like absurd.
That's a lot of money.
So
much cash money. Yeah,
not happening. What else?
God damn, when this?
Wait,
what's the Division 2? Is it out now?
Yeah, it came out Friday officially for the $60
happy
plates.
Division 2, everyone. Yeah. Is everyone allowed to play it now? It's no longer this weird spreadsheet.
You don't have to pay $80 to play it early. Oh God, fucking dumb. Dead Space creator Glenn Schofield, who I've met in real life, very nice guy.
Even me. He's a big guy, man. Him? Yeah, where did I meet him?
Gamescom?
It might have been Gamescom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a very big guy, but he's super cool.
No, I played... Did he do Advanced Warfare?
Yes.
I reviewed that and I met him, yeah.
I interviewed him previously. I never got to meet Michael Condrey.
Yeah.
But Glenn Schofield is an artist. He does some beautiful art.
I had no idea he co-created Dead Space.
Yeah, him and Michael Condrey.
They both did it? Okay.
They created Visceral Games.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they
Hashtag the more you know.
Glenn Schofield would love to return to Dead Space or horror series.
Please don't do horror.
Because
Dead Space
him and
me.
Michael Condrey left Activision.
Yeah.
They got boosted up to like executive positions, and they both left.
They're like, nah, fam.
And I think Michael Condrey's gone on to start a new studio, but Glenn Schofield hasn't.
Well, not for much longer. Here's the big news where I'm like, that's cool, but who actually cares?
What, the Halo stuff? Fuck you. Halo's awesome. How dare you? I'm offended. Jeez, I'm going to get Master Chief to come whack you over the head. God. Halo, the Master Chief Collection is coming to PC. And it's also on Steam, which is hella surprising.
Yeah.
And
I'll say this. I'll probably pick it up on a Steam sale.
Oh, dude, if it's coming to PC via Windows as well, you can pick it up on Games Pass.
Ooh.
This is definitely going to be the thing that Microsoft launches and says, hey, Games Pass is on PC. Because right now, your Games Pass thing translates to PC, but only Microsoft games are able to be downloaded.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bigger push. So the weird thing about this is that they're releasing it in segments. So they'll start with Halo Reach, which is a brand new entry into the collection.
I like that, though, because I don't want to be... If I had to play all these games, can you imagine buying it, being expected to play like all 5 Halo games, one after the other?
Yeah.
So staggered releases work for someone
and they're
like
doing
me.
it in chronological order because Halo Reach is the big prologue to everything. Okay. Yeah. So Halo Reach will launch on Xbox and PC first, and then the rest of the collection will launch on PC. But Halo Reach isn't free for existing users. You'll be able to play the multiplayer for free, but you'll have to pay a bit more for the campaign.
Okay.
Halo is phenomenal. I started playing the first one again the other day. It still holds up.
Pew, pew.
It's fantastic, and you should play it.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah, Gearbox is teasing like 4 packs.
Can we say they're teasing? It's like very much, hey.
I don't know. It's weird because it definitely looks like Borderlands 3, but then Randy Pitchford, magician extraordinaire and famous misplacer of vital USBs, he sent out a tweet that was basically like telling people to calm down. So I don't know if he's saying, hey, you're reading too much into this, or...
It's Borderlands.
I think it's Borderlands
3. VR.
I'm...
Oh, wait, they did that already.
Oh, God. I'm cautiously optimistic for a Borderlands 3 because
Games have changed since
I just expect Gearbox to put out the same thing and hope that it does as well, and it won't. It won't hit in the same way, I don't think.
I'm Borderlands advocate, number one.
You even played the pre-sequel, which is not great.
I played I enjoyed the pre-sequel, but it wasn't as good as Borderlands 2. It was just
Borderlands 2 is hot.
Borderlands 2 is so good.
Good.
Pre-sequel was fun, but it really was not as good as Borderlands 2. Games have changed since then, man. They have to evolve. Like, at very least, if Borderlands 3 is just a reskin Borderlands 2, if you want to put it like that. Like, I'll play it, but it's not going to be, wow, this is so cool, amazing.
I'm actually, I kind of want to replay Borderlands 2 because that game's just really good.
It's so good, yeah.
So good.
Siren for life.
There's a Harry Potter mobile game coming out called Wizards Unite. It's being developed by Niantic, who made Pokemon Go.
That's when I leave Pokemon Go behind. I can only play one game.
Fucking Harry Potter.
Oh my God, don't speak shit. You love Harry Potter. Yeah, oh, there's the Wizards.
Oh, Diablo 1 got released on GOG, which is strange.
Oh, wow.
It's not released on Battle.net. It's on GOG, which is strange.
That's very weird.
Very strange. But you can pick it up for $10, the original Diablo, if you really want. I don't think it's aged particularly well.
No, I don't know.
So...
Is that all the news?
I think that's it.
And is it
Sekiro launch trailer.
Sekiro.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Let's do some questions.
Questions.
First off, let me just take a moment.
That was a long
segment. Yeah, you and I just spoke nonsense. It's great.
I enjoy that.
I enjoy nonsense.
I enjoy it. It's nice.
Do you have champagne?
Sorry, Nicola's responses to you are just fucking so funny.
I can't read that on air.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, but Jesus.
Wow.
So funny.
Okay, do you have champagne? Because let me tell you, we got an email reset the... And the email
Reset
is...
the
title
counter.
of the email is Reset the Counter.
Back to day 0, boys.
So from Miguel, a.k.a. Megs, our good pal on Twitter, he just says, Moo, this is only a test. Do not be alarmed. Now pass that pizza slice over, please.
I want pizza.
It's not a question, but the counter's been reset.
It's been reset, man. You just have to send an email to checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com and you'll reset the counter.
It keeps us on our toes.
Keeps us on our
We
toes,
need to know, like, hey, when last did you check the email?
Otherwise, if you want to send us questions, you can DM us at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter. You can also just tweet at us at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter, or you can message us on Facebook, facebook.com/Checkpoint Chat.
Okay, I want to start the segment with, so you put out a tweet because
I did.
Anchor's updated the location data.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So Anchor updated all its tools so I could better see where people are listening to us from. And we've got a surprising listener base in America. Big ups.
Shout out to America.
Especially California. Shout out to the land of
20
In-N-Out burgers.
So
Love you guys.
26% of our American listeners are from California.
Guys, I love California. It's great.
We've got Texas, we've got Virginia, we've got New York, we've got Florida, we've got Illinois, we've got Ohio.
Texas. I wonder if that's Zoe.
But out of no,
Texas.
she doesn't stay in Texas. She
She
stays
lives in Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah,
Is that not Texas? I don't know.
So.
Fuck, I'm
This
useless.
is how we lose American
I'm
listeners. We
useless.
just fail geography.
Don't listen to me. That country's too
favorite-
big, man.
Yeah, there's too many
It's
states.
too much. It's too much.
My favorite
I'm
part,
used to
though-
countries with one time zone.
Your tweet. So it's like you just said. Anchor updated, and it was a surprise to see that 15% of our listeners are from the USA. I had no idea it would reach that other side of the world that much. Okay, then out of nowhere comes some random dude, doesn't even follow Checkpoint Chat on Twitter.
How dare he?
He just says, "Where Michigan?"
Where Michigan?
I don't know, man.
I don't know where Michigan is either, dude. Like,
at Dubham781, get your friends to listen, and we'll get Michigan on that that listener breakdown.
where Michigan? I have no idea.
Where Michigan?
I mean, Michigan's in the United States
Oh,
somewhere.
man.
It's got a
Yeah.
cool name. I like Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah.
Michigan, it's good, but where
Okay.
Michigan? I don't know. Maybe you
So-
got to tell your Michigan pals to
Oh
listen.
boy! So here's some insider news. We're recording 2 episodes today because marriage reasons. So we're going to split the questions up into 2. So we're only going to cover half this week and the other half next week. So, of course, we've got plenty from Megs, and he says, "Health check, Matthew. How does Alessandro appear to you? Looking okay? Has the gout made things worse? You look healthy, but I don't know how your gout's doing. Is your diet helping?
It's fine. Yeah, I ate a very small piece of prawn the other day.
And you
with
died.
Sushi, and that's the one thing I need to stay away from. And fuck me, I died.
I can't believe how
next
it's
day
been
I
like
was
an
wrecked.
instant, like you've never had this issue before, and now all of a sudden it's a thing where you feel it immediately.
Mm-hmm. And then during the week, I thought I was developing kidney stones because I went to the bathroom
No.
and my stomach, or like, it didn't feel like my stomach, but it felt like this pain on my side. I was like, oh no. And I was
This
at
is how you
work.
die.
But it dissipated, so maybe it wasn't nothing.
Peed it out. Nice.
Yeah, Jesus. But yeah, it's fine. I'm really sad that it seems to be like shellfish that's triggering this thing because that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I love shellfish.
It's
so
very
much. I love
shellfish. I
prawns.
feel.
Imagine a poorer that can't eat prawns.
Prawns, oh my
Man,
God,
prawns
yeah.
rock. I love prawns.
Can you eat bacalao?
That's cod, yeah. That's fine.
As long as the cod's okay, we fine.
Bacalhau.
Are you guys skeptical, afraid, cautious of Russian or Chinese hardware, software, or simply don't care? I don't know too many people. I know too many people that avoid both, are afraid of having personal info,
Really?
money, identity stolen. Example: not using Kaspersky antivirus software and no Huawei product. Huawei.
Huawei,
Did
probably.
I say Hawaii?
You did say Hawaii.
No,
You racist.
Huawei.
Hawaii.
Huawei products.
Huawei product.
Because I mean, there was that thing a couple of months ago saying what Huawei.
Huawei.
So,
No, you fucked yourself
Hawaii.
up now. You've wrecked yourself.
There was
You're
a
done.
thing going around a while ago saying Hawaii product.
Hawaii products.
Huawei products.
Aloha.
What? There was something like they're not very secure or something like that.
Yeah, I don't use Kaspersky or whatever just because Windows antivirus is pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
I don't use Kaspersky. either.
but I have no issue with Huawei.
No, I also don't.
Mainly
Not that I
the-
use the products, but
Yeah,
it's
like
not that
the,
I
the
wouldn't.
US bans the sale of them and stuff like that, and I'm just like, if you think that China is spying on you and America isn't, let me tell you something.
There's some dude in China looking at my phone going, this guy spends way too much time looking at cat memes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think every hardware manufacturer is gathering data in some way that is
Yeah.
probably illegal and just hasn't been found out yet.
Yep.
Maybe that's tinfoil hattery, but whatever.
Oh boy.
Like, I think in this age of like we are interconnected on every single fucking platform you could possibly hope for.
Yep.
Like someone's looking at your data, and I don't think you can get away from it. So I'm not super, like, I'm worried about people stealing credit card data, but I
Yeah.
don't think Huawei's stealing that. I think
No.
like people on the internet are stealing that.
Yeah. And like, to be honest, even years ago when privacy was still sort of evolving, it's like, oh, are you secure, whatever. Like in my mind, I'm like, I don't know who would want to know anything about me. Like maybe someone would target me if I was rich and wealthy, whatever. Like I'm just average Joe Soap doing my job. Like who's going to steal my identity?
I think the only thing that gets a bit like murky is like advertising. Like you can get directed ads at you based on conversations that your phone hears.
That is 100% accurate, because have you ever had a conversation and like an hour later you go to Instagram, it's like, oh hey, here's a product you're talking about. I'm
all
like,
the time.
that is
Happens
very
all the
weird.
time, and it's super strange.
It's
like,
so weird, yeah.
So yeah, I like it. It doesn't bug me, and it's, to me, it just seems like a bureaucratical thing that the phones aren't being sold in America more than a privacy thing. To be entirely honest, so because Huawei would utterly decimate like Apple's market share in the States if they launched it.
Hawaii, nice.
Hawaii.
Matthew, since you are kind of similar to me in your habit of buying games much later than everyone else, has anyone ever given you issues over it? Such as Alessandro hinting you play Spider-Man, but you want to finish Bloodborne first. Then there was the Resident Evil 2 bait. I don't know. I mean, no
You
one's...
get tempted for sure.
But no one's given me shit. They have given Checkpoint Chat shit.
All the time.
Saying
All the
like,
time.
wow, this game's coming out. I can't wait to hear Checkpoint Chat talk about it in like 4 years' time now. And it's like, hey, that's just me, man. Like I play
It's come
games
from
after
people
the
who
fact.
have massive ass backlogs.
Yeah,
Haven't
rich,
played shit.
rich coming from those same people.
Real rich.
Yeah, I mean we've gotten shit, but honestly, it doesn't faze me. I've said it many times. I haven't played a bad game in forever.
I think we've got a good balance because like I play a lot of modern games, or recent games because it's part of my job.
Yeah,
and you get to bring up like games that aren't necessarily old, like
yeah. I mean, I'm
whatever.
not besides the NES stuff I mentioned,
exactly.
but hey, that's on a modern platform.
It's like you're giving new perspective to things and reminding people of things, and
I mean, yeah.
but we will get new. We've managed to source.
Oh my god, spoilers!
Some review stuff. So maybe you'll hear more modern games real soon. I'll get Matty to play shitty modern games.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. Like, cool, we're getting review stuff. Oh no, this means I have to play everything.
Oh no, I'm back.
No. I'm back to playing everything. Whoa, look at this dog outside the window, just guarding us. I think we'll save the rest for next week.
Yeah. So.
Oh, wait, sorry, there's one more. Matthew,
Okay.
will you return to Twitching 2 Hospital at some point?
Yeah, I was actually wondering about that.
I have thought about that. It's just,
They release new content now.
yeah, there's a bunch of new content. That game's really good.
I enjoyed your streams. The Yolenska streaming 2 Hospital is really good.
I got to get her to play with me because that stuff's entertaining.
Her very meticulous placement of ferns.
Of plants, yep.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to have a green hospital. Who cares if the patients die as long as the hospital looks good?
I mean, patients are dying from like Michael Jackson disease. Who gives a shit?
Michael Jackson disease.
What? They were dancing in there and being like, I can't stop dancing.
It was Freddie Mercury disease.
Was it Freddie Mercury?
I don't know.
Was
I
Michael
could be-
Jackson in Theme Hospital?
No, that was Elvis. That was Freddie Mercury.
The light bulb head.
Yeah.
I like that quite a bit.
Game's good. I mean, my Twitch stream has been like screwed the last week and a bit because in the evenings I've had other
don't
shit
make
to
excuses.
do.
You just been eating McDonald's.
I've been eating McDonald's. What can I
Big
say?
Macs. What's
Big
your
Macs.
favorite McDonald's meal from this week? Well, you
Big
had
Mac.
Steers, then you got Big Mac.
And I had 2 Big Macs and a Steers Wacky Wednesday this week. So good. 2
I
burgers for
saw you
48
went
grand.
you do the thing that I do at McDonald's. You get a Big Mac, but then you get a junior cheese with it.
Yeah,
as well. Oh damn! Because that Big Mac, it's a good burger, but you
Yeah.
need that junior cheese.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of the chips unless, like I said last week, if you're sitting down, you can get the tomato sauce.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I like
So
McDonald's chips.
Lenska wanted my chips. I was like, cool, I'm getting a cheeseburger to supplement that.
Dude,
It's too good.
that junior cheese. If you get the
So
double
good.
junior cheese,
Oh no, that's
so good.
I'm hungry.
So good.
And that's the questions. That's it. But yeah. Sorry to answer your mix. I will get back to it at some point. Don't you worry. I'll be back.
Bit of housekeeping. Matty and I are both away next weekend because
Someone's getting married.
Someone's getting married.
Good lord.
But we will be recording a evergreen episode that will launch in our absence, so you won't miss a podcast. And then the week after, when Matty's away on honeymoon, I will hopefully be having. I've already spoken to him, but Glenn
You're cheating with me.
Kisela again will be joining. So yeah, there will be no interruptions to the podcasts, but next week's episode is going to be different because it will be less about games we've been playing and
It's a
news
time
and stuff.
capsule.
It's a time capsule one. So look forward to that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to record in like 5 minutes now, but
Yeah,
you wait a week.
You wait a week. It's weird for us. But
Sorry.
yes. But thank you for listening to Check My
thanks,
Chat.
Coles.
It's been episode 46. Next time we chat, next time we record an episode, you'll be a married
I'll be a
man.
married man. Oh,
How exciting.
It's exciting.
How exciting.
times.
I'll bring cake. All the way
Cake.
from Portugal. I'm not buying cake. I'm just bringing you wedding cake.
Oh, okay. Okay. We can do that. You can always just download a cake. That's what we spoke about at the beginning of this episode. So email it to me. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll email an attachment to myself. I'll
Just Skype
put the
it.
cake
Okay.
on my phone and then hit send on Gmail and then it'll go.
And then you'll play Xbox Game Pass on your phone. Wow, we're in the future. Whoa, there's a dog on the couch. And that's how we'll end.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye.